At one point in time, the idea of a John Cena heel turn was an unfathomable concept. John Cena was a face of WWE for the best part of 20 years, and WWE was seemingly insistent, particularly during the PG era, of keeping Cena's child-friendly image intact. Even when Cena's character went to the dark and serious place, the comedy segments quickly followed to lighten the mood. The only time during Cena's babyface run where a heel turn looked like a distinct possibility was in 2012 or 2013. This was during Cena's feud with The Rock, and there were in fact plans on the table for Cena to commit to a heel turn. According to John Cena, his heel turn was going to change everything. Cena would have a new attire and a new theme song. Ultimately, these plans were scrapped, but this could have been tremendous, and Cena's motivation for turning against the audience would have made a lot of sense. This was a point in time in which Cena was being heckled by the audience, and there was a certain demographic who firmly didn't believe that Cena deserved to be in the spot he was placed in. Whilst this could have been one of the best heel turns in recent memory, it's failed in almost every aspect. The turn. At the start of 2025, The Rock pitched the idea of turning Cody Rhodes heel. This was a bizarre pitch, as Rhodes was a face of WWE, and it would have made a lack of sense for Rhodes to turn heel, as he had zero motivation to turn against the audience. When this revelation was shared online, fans were quick to call out The Rock for having flashy ideas, but having no idea how to execute them. What would be the point of this turn? WWE was thriving as a business, and this was particularly down to them deciding to cement the then WWE champion as the face of the entire brand. The heel turn could have had damaging effects to the company's bottom line, and fans compared the pitch to turning Stone Cold Steve Austin heel back in 2001. It was Triple H who eventually decided to go with John Cena in the role of a heel. This was bold yet an inspired choice. Cena spending his final years an active wrestler in the role fans never thought they would see was risky, yet Cena was fully on board, and it was said that Triple H and Cena had a ton of ideas when it came to how to execute the turn and how to make it worthwhile. The heel turn itself will go down at the 2025 Elimination Chamber event. WWE presented an angle which saw The Rock try to get Rhodes to sell his soul. This basically meant turning heel, but when Rhodes rejected, Cena embraced The Rock's offer and turned on Rhodes, shocking the world in the process. But this is where the problems began. It made a lack of sense for Cena to side with The Rock. What was the relationship between the two men? The last time they shared the screen together, Cena received a rock bottom at Wrestlemania 40, and now the final boss had chosen Cena as his corporate guy. And Cena was just fully on board? Little to no context was ever offered when it came to this relationship, and the entire thing has practically been retconned. The Rock's involvement has barely been mentioned, and when The Rock failed to show up at Wrestlemania 41, a lot of the fans saw the heel turn as a complete failure. The Rock was the key catalyst for the turn, and for that key catalyst to then disappear as if he never existed made zero sense. Fans compared it to one of the members of the original NWO trio disappearing after the huge Hulk Hogan heel turn. It would have just never happened. The Rock would try to defend the booking during an now infamous appearance on the Pat McAfee show. This was one of the worst cases of damage control ever seen, as The Rock basically explained that he didn't feel that he was needed in the angle and he didn't believe he had to show up at WrestleMania. Fans collectively called out The Rock on this utter nonsense, and some fans theorized that The Rock distanced himself from the angle due to it not being his original pitch for the story arc. Why Cena why? Due to The Rock disappearing following the 2025 Chamber PLE, WWE were forced to improvise. They needed a way for Cena to justify the heel turn. Why now? Why was this the point in which he decided that he was going to turn on the fans and surrender all of his established morals? Cena would explain his actions and the justification for the heel turn during an intense promo on the March 17th episode of Raw. "You're making this so easy for me. You see, for 25 years, I've been the victim, okay? I've been the victim of an abusive relationship. So very classy. Thank you. Look, I'm not a babyface. I'm not a heel. I'm a human being. And each and every one of you has been awful to me. Go ahead. You've been awful. And it's been the same damn noise for 25 years. Cena's entire motivation was basically that the crowd had booed him during the height of his career, and now he was exacting revenge. Whilst this isn't the worst motivation in the world, upon further analysis, it makes zero sense. Why would Cena pick this specific moment in time to turn on the crowd? The crowd had been pro-Cena for the best part of a decade, and during some of his promos over the past few years, the WWE legend could barely talk due to how much the crowd were loving him. The motivation felt weak and improvised, and fans are still continuing to call it out. Cena would then continue by saying, "So I announced my retirement in a move that has never been done before. I'm actually walking away at the end of this year. I tried one last time to get along with you guys. I tried one last time to do something nice for you, and you ruined it. Just like you ruin everything, because just like right here tonight, for 2 seconds it was great, and then it was never enough." As Cena was saying here that the crowd ruined his retirement by seemingly booing him, but this never occurred. Cena wasn't remotely booed during the Road to the 2025 Chamber event, so it was unclear what on earth Cena was even talking about. I am going to ruin pro wrestling. And John Cena would then claim in one of his heel promos that he was going to ruin professional wrestling. Cena would claim that the fans would get nothing new out of him and he was going to leave with the WWE title in December. This is a fun idea, however the execution has been horrendous. Cena did end up receiving new graphics, and whilst they were simplistic in nature, they were still vastly different to the colourful graphics of old. Cena still has new merchandise for every city on the retirement tour, and even wears the merchandise for each respective city. Cena's whole image and presentation should have changed following the heel turn, but outside of some minor differences, nothing has changed. Some fans theorize that WWE introduced the "I'm gonna ruin pro wrestling" element to cover for Cena's matches. Due to Cena's matches before the 2025 run being less than stellar, there could have been some concern that Cena wouldn't have been able to keep up with the younger talent, and this was a way of protecting Cena, as they could claim that Cena was wrestling like that on purpose. Some fans are still running with this theory and are using the theory to justify why Cena's Wrestlemania main event versus Cody Rhodes was so disappointing. Wrestlemania 41. Speaking of the Wrestlemania main event, it was booked terribly. Even before Travis Scott's dire interference, Cena and Rhodes had little to no chemistry in the ring, and it didn't even feel like a big deal when Cena won number 17. Coming out of the match, a strong portion of the fans labeled the heel turn as a total flop, and a lot of fans wished that Cena won his final world title as a babyface. Coming out of the show of shows, little to no substance has been added to Cena's heel turn. His program with Randy Orton saw him get laid out every time they interacted, and it's almost as if WWE had zero idea what to do with Cena as a heel, which is truly crazy to think about. Cena now looks set to feud with R-Truth heading into Saturday night's main event, and this is a match that fans certainly didn't expect out of Cena's retirement tour. Fans are hoping that Truth is able to push Cena's character work to the next level, but with only 2 SmackDown shows before the planned match, and with Cena not currently advertised for a single one, this seems unlikely at this stage. This is how it should have gone. When Hulk Hogan turned heel in WCW in the 90s, it changed everything. The whole WCW product was turned on its head, and the heel turn represented a cosmic shift within the fabric of WCW. Everyone on the card was impacted by the poster boy of a generation turning his back on fans, and everyone had a visceral reaction to the turn itself. This should have been the approach taken with Cena. Cena's heel turn should have changed everything. It should have sent shockwaves through the WWE locker room, and whilst they hinted at this earlier on, WWE quickly dropped this idea. The only names that are somewhat impacted by the heel turn are R-Truth and Michael Cole. Nobody else on the roster is even bothered. Not even the respective general managers for Raw and SmackDown are presented to give a damn that the former face of the company is now an evil mastermind. A lot of fans have speculated that due to Cena not working every single show, WWE have been limited on what they can do. Whilst this is highly likely, they could still book the show in such a way where Cena's actions are having wider consequences for wrestlers up and down the card. How do wrestlers respond to this? It could have made for such dramatic yet compelling television. So did WWE regret the call? Following his successful WWE title defense versus Randy Orton at Backlash, Cena could be shedding a tear before heading to the back. Is this the first sign that Cena is turning back to being a babyface? It's inevitable that Cena reverts to being a babyface before his retirement, but nobody could have expected the teasers to start this soon. Are WWE regretting the executive decision to turn Cena heel? It's very possible. If Cody Rhodes was always going to take a leave of absence following WrestleMania 41, then surely WWE would have had Cena win as a babyface. WWE is without a doubt that ultra top full-time babyface right now, and Rhodes' aura and presence is missed, particularly on SmackDown. A lot of discourse is going to be generated at the end of 2025, as whilst WWE still have 24 dates to turn the heel turn failure around, it seems unlikely that they're going to strike gold when it comes to this heel turn. They could still produce some memorable moments and some stellar matches out of the heel turn, yet it's possible that as we approach the end of the summer months, Cena begins to revert to his babyface persona. How WWE could handle Cena realizing the error of his ways is an interesting topic, as Cena as a character has a lot to answer for, and it's unfortunately a shame that based on the current discourse on social media, fans are already discussing these ideas and have stopped discussing any positives from the actual heel turn. What do you guys think? Has John Cena's heel turn been an utter failure? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.